Manfred. Thank you for accepting my invitation to facilitate a workshop for the International Society of Hypnosis.
I look very much forward to it, and I thank you very much that you invited me. It's a great honor for me.
That's a great honor for me and ISH as well. I know that you invented a special kind of intervention and you called it MiniMax Interventions. And I know that you mean some therapeutic interventions that have maximum impact. Would you please talk about it a little bit?
Yes, my search all my life long was, how does psychotherapy work and how does hypnosis work? And hypnosis in some kind is a magnifying thing to magnify what works in communication. That's one of the result of my training in Ericksonian hypnosis, especially. And this means that in normal psychotherapy, these principles work as well, not as intense as in hypnosis. And I was always searching also for the things that can be easily teachable and that have maximum effect and that are subtle and very little so that you don't notice them, but that they also have a great effect. And that's what made me condense these MiniMax interventions, in which you will get condensed what works in communication and what works in hypnosis and in psychotherapy.
Great, great. And I saw in your book that there are 15 simple interventions and simple therapeutic techniques that you can use. Are you going to teach us those 15 interventions in the workshop?
No, I don't teach you all the 15. I will demonstrate, I will make you experience the effect of some of them in a way that you will keep them for the rest of your life. If I would do this all 15, it would be too many and that would not work that much. I really like to explain, to demonstrate, to make experience with several of them. And if you find this convincing, you can look in the book. But of course, it requires that you can either speak German or English or Spanish or French or Czech, because these are the languages where the book is translated to.
Yes, of course. And as we have already talked about, we will have a Persian translation in the future.
I look so much forward. I'm so much interested that the content of the book gets spread. That's why the book is so cheap. And the feedback I get from colleagues is that it makes such a big difference in how they work if they more and more get used to apply these little principles that are actually principles of everyday communication, but that can be systematically utilized in therapeutic and hypnotherapeutic communications.
Yes, exactly. So we will be in the workshop. We will feel the techniques that you are using by your demonstration, and then we will read your book. So we will learn a lot from you. I know that the German book, I mean the original one, has sold more than 200,000 copies. Am I right?
That's true. Yeah, people
Great.
found it so useful, and not only the psychotherapists found it useful. Everybody found it useful that is interested in effective communication, and that's the main reason why this book has been sold so often, and it's really condensed so that you can easily understand it.
Great, great. And you told me that it can be easily learned by every psychotherapist. So they are not complicated techniques or interventions. They are simple ones. Yes?
They are simple ones. They are actually part of natural, normal communications that you should, in my experience, systematically apply them. And they are very tiny and little, but they really have a big effect. And that's what you will experience, that I will demonstrate you. Don't believe it to me. Please check if I tell you the truth. And that's the opportunity you will have in the workshop.
Great. And about your background, I know that you were an enthusiastic gymnast when you were an adolescent. You played cello in orchestras. You belonged to a local scout troop, and I know that you were a member of a political party as well. So, did those experiences affect your intervention, your invention?
Yeah, mainly in sports. Since 3 decades now, I'm quite engaged in sports climbing. And in sports climbing, I learned that it's adding tiny little things that in the sum makes you better and better. And with the MiniMax interventions, I've found the tiny little things that have great impact. There are tiny little things that is good to use, but they only have a tiny impact also. But there are some things that have big impact and make a big difference, and that's what I learned from my sports training. You should, and in music it's the same. You should improve in little things, and the sum of all these little things makes the different quality. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Thank you very much for being part of this interview. And I am inviting all the people who are a psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, who are an ISH member or are not yet an ISH member to join this very particular workshop to learn from Manfred Prior, who has got a PhD and a diploma of psychology. So I will look forward, Manfred, to learn from you in the workshop.
And I look very much forward to this international event and to meet with people from all over the ISH world and beyond.
Thank you. See you.
I look forward to see you.